And hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I gotta love Fridays. All right. So just a quick stream for an update on T-share rate. I haven't done this in a while. I figure I'd get on and talk about it. For those of you who have been following on hexfire.io, the share rate, you may have seen that the share rate hasn't come up to the calculated new share rate. And the reason for that is we had a staker on the 20th, had a stake come up that would have changed the T-share rate. Um, and that staker, rather than ending the stake, has good accounted. And so in the near term, you can see a divergence on the chart between the red line and the purple line. And that's just indicating, where the T-share rate is versus where it could be. And cool thing to note here as you look at it is you can see that eventually we'll hit that share rate anyways due to other stakers. Right now, probably the most important news for stakers and those of you in Hadron and ICOSA is I am expecting to see a nice jump in February, right after Valentine's Day, and that may be as high as 3-4%, maybe 750 hex increase in the share rate price. Now, that being said, same thing could happen. What we might end up seeing is that if that staker doesn't end the stake, the share rate will not go up. And in that case, what we'll see is a little repeat here where we'll see a little bit of divergence, and the short stakers will fill in the increase in the line going up to the next step. So it should be a kind of exciting couple of months. I mean, I would have expected the person to have ended the stake on the 20th. It was for about 60 million hex, but they, don't know who they are, right? So stakers can do what they want to do, and that guy didn't end. So maybe these next 2 or 3 jumps here, maybe something similar will happen, and these stakes will get good accounted or not ended. I'll have to look into the data to see just how close other stakes are to that amount. But I'll show you. I'll give you a quick example here. If we go to this first one, I have the arrow here, and this brings us to a chart which really shows the change in February that's coming up. And I know I've explained this before to people, but probably worth stating again, is that it's kind of like a race. Each one of these circles represents a stake that's expected to end on the date um, on the x-axis here. And you can see that some of the stakes haven't earned a whole lot. They're down at the bottom, right? And then other stakes have earned a lot. And then when you see the one that I'm expecting to come out over here for 20, it should reset the share rate to 26,452. It's ahead of the pack. So that's the one that counts. That's the one that counts. If that one ends, that's what our share rate will be. But if it doesn't end and one of these guys down here that are in line end, you'll see that it'll be significantly lower, 25,776. But over time, it will just continue to ratchet up. So if somebody doesn't end, the system will take care of itself and adjust as necessary. So it should be kind of exciting, I think, to see what happens. So again, for those who are trying to get new stakes in, whatever the system is, whether it's in Hadron or ICOSA or HEX, you may get a little bit of reprieve and not see a big increase, depending on what the stakers do. All right. Now, in addition, you can still see this year has really filled in quite nicely with stakes. And when I say that, what I mean is you see how we don't have quite so many flat spots? Well, that's because people have been coming in and staking in the system, and they're creating new estimated share rates, and so you get those little jagged, lines rather than the flat lines. The flat lines again represent older, larger stakes, perhaps that have earned a lot of ROI and will increase the share rate quicker. And then when you look at towards the end of the year, you can see that we've got a big increase going on, maybe going from something around 30,400 to all the way up to 32,000. 31,982, and then probably closing, if that does happen, then it definitely would close out at 32,000 for the year. So we might see a 20 to 25% increase between now and at the end of the year. So pretty cool, fun stuff. Let's see. I'm over here. All right. Let me go see if we're actually on the YouTube. Well, probably nobody watching. I kind of new at this, so probably haven't had a whole lot of people jumping on. But I hope this is useful to you. Um, in addition, if you guys do me a favor, I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here. So if you like this content, go ahead and click like, and that'll tell me that I should do more of it. And subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Also, I think some people know this, but I did launch a Patreon. The link is in the video as well. And this is to support what I'm doing with Hexfire. And rather than, so yeah, $9.99 a month. Um, and rather than putting up a paywall for the site, I want the site to be available to as many people as possible to be able to get the basic data out of there, because I think it's been tough to aggregate staking information in the past. And so for the hexfire.io site, I'm expecting to continue to keep that open and free. And so I've asked people to join my Patreon to support that and support the work to keep it up. So we've got the members rolling in, and in exchange for that, I've added some benefits that I try to provide or will provide to Patreon subscribers. Things that haven't been easy to do so far, but things that I think would be pretty useful, like digital downloads, report downloads, things of that nature. Um, you know, behind the scenes kind of access to things, like I have um, a transaction searcher that shows all 4.3 million transactions in Hex that's up and running, and some other things in the newer, faster environment. Uh, I have some video tutorials and lessons that I plan, and then some more behind the scenes content and development. Even give people an opportunity to communicate with me directly about what they want to see develop next. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd like that if you would join. The more the merrier. And that includes a Discord as well as a private Telegram. All right. So with that, I don't know. I see some people in the chat. If there's any questions, otherwise I'll switch over and probably end this. I could go on for a while, but I don't know what people might want to hear about. Hex evolved. I'm looking around my camera. I had to replay it. I had to move my camera and put it here in the center, so that so that I could see it. it would get my face rather than the side of my head. Yeah, because usually I'm always looking in some other direction. You know. Uh, all right, I don't see anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So again, keep an eye out for this T-share rate. Should be moving on up. It does every day, and you can see that it has. And let's go from there. Don't forget to hit those likes and subscribe. All right, guys, have a good day. I'm sure I'll be back on with more later.